Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
2019 is here, finally. 2018 is in the books. That's yesterday's news. We are going to be talking all about this 2019 season coming up. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Dude, Happy New Year. Monster Energy Supercross with a new look, new riders, a new stories about to become legend. You know, it's going to be a great year. I'm very stoked about it.
A lot of new stuff this year, even the new channel that the races are going to be broadcasted on. Obviously, NBC this year. We got some new stadiums in the schedule, and we got some new rules, and we got a little bit of everything to talk about. And a new song for the Motocross Supercross podcast intro. Got to switch it up every now and then.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's a little groovy for this 2019.
Yeah, we come into 19 with a little groove. But first, did you have a good New Year's? You do anything crazy?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year's. No, nothing crazy. Just spend it with the fam and just cooked a little bit and, just drank a little bit.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. I went pretty hard. I didn't get home till like 9 a.m.
Nice.
And I usually don't drink champagne, but there was a lot of champagne being drunk that night.
Oh, you're being fancy, huh?
Yeah, real fancy. Cheap champagne, I think. But it was good.
Did you have the pinky up?
Yeah, pinky up. Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Yeah, that's the only way you can do it. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. First, we gotta start. We have some big news we gotta start with. Big news. Big news. And that is Zach Osborne has a collarbone injury, and he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks of the start of the season. Just breaking news right now. I
know. This is happening right now as we are recording the podcast. Zach Osborne will be missing the first 4 to 6 weeks due to a collarbone practice crash, and he will be going under surgery on Thursday. And a little bit bummed out about it because he was one of the rookies, one of the 4 rookies that we were looking forward to seeing how interesting they can make the season. I guess it's very, very disappointing for Zach Osborne, for the Husqvarna team, and for the whole series, I believe.
Yeah, definitely. So what is it? 4 to 6 weeks. He's gonna miss 25% of the whole season. So pretty much his championship hopes are out. That's it before the season started. See ya.
The question is are they going to call someone else? Dean Wilson?
Yeah, they should. I mean, he's already got his Husqvarna team ready to go. I saw he's got the little CBD oil sponsorship by Dan Blazarian.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
Yeah, so that's pretty funny and cool. But yeah, I mean, he's been riding the Husky. He's had that Husky support with doing his engines and stuff. So you would think they would at least move him up for a couple weeks and help him out.
Yeah, they can probably give him a Justin Barcia type deal, with Yamaha and how he came in for subbing in for Davey Millsap, and then Davey Millsap retired and he got the gig for the whole season, and now he has a extension contract. So it could be something like that. Probably not with the extension contract because they would have done it from the beginning. Yeah. But
he already has the bike, so he can if they just take his bike and let him pit with them, then maybe that's enough. Yeah,
it's kind of like the Geico Honda with McAdoo. They already have all the motors, all the stuff that that they might need, and so it will be easy for them to just kind of pick up from where they left off.
Exactly, and he's been practicing, he's ready to go, and that's just big news. Osborne, man, all these injuries they're already starting to stack up, and Osborne, that's a big name, one of the rookies that people thought was going to do really good. But
definitely someone that people were expecting to do a lot this year, just coming into this 450 class. So I know he's certainly bummed, as he says on his Instagram. He said, "I'm extremely bummed at the timing of this injury. I feel that I have reached a level of riding that I've never had in my career on a bike that I'm so very comfortable with. I know that everything that happens for a reason, and I'll be back as soon as possible."
Crazy. Wow.
Yeah. So they should be listening to the podcast and should be wrapping people up in some bubble wrap.
Yeah, they should be bubble wrapped up by now because you don't want to get hurt before the season starts. It's way, like, even if you get hurt in the first race, it sucks. But
dude,
at least you made it to the first race.
It's this weekend. This weekend we'll be racing.
Yeah, literally a couple days before the race, and you got hurt. But that sucks. All we can say is, I mean, Dean Wilson, he's ready to go. So, I mean, if you just want to take his bike, he
really
doesn't even have to change the
you.
graphics. It's already Rockstar Husqvarna.
Just put a 5 and 7.6. That's it.
Exactly. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. We'll keep everyone posted on that. What other news is happening? Is there any other like big stories? I saw like Brock Tickle made a pretty animated post about how he's like still pretty mad and stuff, and how they haven't even like scheduled a court date for him, and he feels like he's being like targeted and stuff.
He's not. We all knew since the day it happened that it was going to take this long. Everybody, you know, we've seen it in the past with this drug association that's going to, you know, with the test and all that stuff. It takes forever. So I don't know what he's expecting.
Well, just the one big thing out of it is he said, this is a quote from his Instagram, "It is now clear that the FIM and Supercross Live are conspiring to intentionally and unlawfully interfere with my fundamental rights and ability to make a living." I thought that was pretty harsh. That's a pretty strong statement right there. But you know what? If they don't schedule a court date for him, and you know what? I agree with him.
I mean, yes, this is the way that he makes money, and this is the way of living. And I'm sure by now he's not getting paid by anything, and we really haven't seen, you know, aside from him training, who was it? But anyways, so it's kind of like, aside from that, he's not really making any money, so it's probably catching up to him by now. And he's like, hey, you know, I need to ride, I need to make some money, I need to, you know, at least let me ride outside the states or something, because he's banned from any motorsports type of event, so it's kind of screwed.
Crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy how long it is taking, and yeah, hopefully something happens with that soon. But I wouldn't count on it. You know, it seems like it's being dragged out pretty far. What else? Is any other news happening before we get into some of these big changes for 2019?
As you just said, we're going to talk about the new rules. There's some new rider numbers. There's some new tracks. There's a couple of new rules with the Triple Crowns and all the other different events that the Supercross Championship brings. So that's we can go through it.
Yeah, so let's start with, as we said, NBC is the new host of Supercross and Motocross now. There is no more Fox Sports 1, Fox. NBC is where it's at. You can get the gold package, for which it includes the Supercross and the Motocross, and you get to watch the practice and everything, no commercials. You can get that little bundle deal for, what was it, like $90, $100? But so I think that's a good deal for everybody. And so far with the little preview show they put on NBC Network, NBC, a couple weeks ago, that was pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how their broadcast changes, and I saw they have Ricky Carmichael in the booth and not Jeff Emig, so that's another big change going into this 2019 season.
Yeah, it looks like that's the other thing that we had to talk about. Jeff Emig getting pretty much the boot. A couple of people were actually upset and let him know. I don't know if it was with Ricky Carmichael, but it was definitely with the decision of kicking Jeff Emig out. It's kind of, you know, people see it as kind of like messed up. Like, Jeff Emig's been there for years now. He's put all this time into the sport, and to make it, you know, grow as how it is right now. Yeah, just people just feel like he was done wrong. But at the end of the day, it's a business. So
yeah, it's a business, and yeah, we are gonna miss Jeff Emig though. That's for sure.
Yeah, but we get Ricky Carmichael. We've seen him, and he's good, man. He's a good commentator. He knows the sport. He's someone that has been around for the last at least 15, 20 years, and you know, he's in there. So
yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what he'll bring to the table. I think he'll bring some energy and stuff, so that's cool. Either way, it'll be cool. No matter what it is, it'll be cool because it's just Supercross.
Exactly.
Should we talk about some of the changes for this season?
Yes, let's do it, definitely.
All right, so some of the big changes is the Triple Crown, the race lengths have changed. They're all uniform. They used to increase in time. It was like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. But now the 250s are running 10 minutes plus a lap, and the 450s are running 12 minutes plus a lap. So just real consistent for all the Triple Crowns.
Good, and all the races are like that. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was saying. Like last year when we talked about the Triple Crown, that's what I said. I was like, just have the same time. That way you don't have a longer waiting time, like from the first race, to the second to the third, or so on and so on.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is a big deal or a big change, but the Triple Crowns will now let teams take 2 fully built motorcycles through tech inspections and sound testing, which will allow a spare motorcycle to run in the case of an original bike being too damaged. So
that's good. That's awesome. I feel like that's okay.
Yeah, usually you have to, ride the bike, but I mean, I figure if they really need a new motor, they'll just put a new motor on it. So,
and that's what I was going to comment. Like, they do that right now, anyways. It's not like like they can just. I guess they're just talking about the frame, or like the shock.
Yeah,
or the shocks
frame.
You can
just the frame, I guess.
Yeah, just the frame. But yeah, I always thought that was kind of dumb. That rule is kind of dumb because I don't feel like they're like, oh, well, here's our bike, and then they go back and change some stuff from from one bike to another. Like, I don't feel like they'll do that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I feel like that's a silly rule, but I mean, I'm glad that they're allowing it now, and now you have that option of the second bike. My question is, can they what if the bike blows up? Can they have the other bike just sitting right there, and then you just kind of just push it to right there, and then just get on it and
mid race get on it or something?
Do what?
Mid race, a flat tire. Crap, I'm just gonna jump on a new bike.
Like a flat tire, or I don't know, broken chain, or I don't know,
or anything. I don't know what else. Anything. It'd be way quicker to just jump on a new bike.
Bend handlebars. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like that. Probably just for the start, but I think it'd be really cool if it was like that.
How the MotoGP guys, sometimes they're their bike will mess up, and they just kind of just run and then get on the other one and then go back on the race. So
yeah,
I wonder if you can do something like that.
Or you get you have one bike that's set up for the beginning of the race, and then your second one is
just
set
a
up
start
for the
end.
end.
A start bike, just badass. Yeah. It's just that's really fast and.
Exactly.
And then the other one is your whoops and all your suspensions set up different and stuff.
Yep, I think we're on to something there. But even though they say we would be surprised if teams take advantage of this rule, the cost of building 2 identical bikes will be high. Also, very few teams took advantage of the same rule when they competed at the American rounds of the MXGP series in the past. So, yeah, it's not a new rule. It's new for us, but not new to racing in general. And it looks like very few Americans took advantage of it. So,
yeah.
Oh, well. So
it's an FIM rule, but AMA is going to put it into play now. So
all right, so there's another rule change, which doesn't even really seem like a change, but remember how we talked about it not too long ago, how Anderson got docked for going off the track and being on the throttle off the track or whatever?
Yes, yep.
So it says, starting in 2019, a rider leaving the course may continue to race properly by re-entering the track at the closest, safest point to where the rider left the course without gaining an advantage. Doesn't that sound like the rule that's already in place?
I thought that was the rule.
Yeah, I thought that was the rule. I don't see anything new about it, but it looks like
they put the comma right there.
Comma, yeah. And while off course, the rider may not accelerate in an unsafe manner as deemed by race direction. Yeah. And then it also says the penalty for gaining an advantage while off course during a race will be the loss of a number of positions gained plus 1 additional position in the final results for that race. If no positions were gained, the minimum penalty will be the loss of 1 position in the final results for that race based on the severity of the advantage gained as deemed by race direction. And that's one thing that we saw last year. It was such inconsistency of penalizing riders for certain things, whether it was doing a double on a red flag or doing a going off course or cutting the track or whatever it is. It was they did not penalize everyone the same last year. So maybe that's something they'll fix for 2019.
Yeah, hopefully they will be more consistent with the penalization of riders, not because Anderson did it and then somebody else did it, and everybody should be penalized the same, no matter who it is.
Exactly. So We followed some of that last year, all the penalties and everything, and it just didn't make any sense to us. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, there's another rule about the riding apparel, like the goal numbering and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I read something on it.
I guess the goal lettering that was used by Thor, obviously Marvin Muskin at last year in Anaheim won. I guess the print wasn't exactly up to the rule book, which I didn't know there was a rule against that.
You can't have gold numbers, all right?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but anyways, now it says it's now done through electronic transponders. The rule book now allows the shiny miler to be used as long as the outlining requirements are met or being in contrast to the jersey color as well as the number color. However, the print and pattern are still up to the final discretion of the race director.
It looks like they're going to be able to. They're being more lenient on the numbers on the apparel. They're going to let them kind of be creative with it, and I like that. I'm cool with that because definitely whenever you go to like Vegas and any kind of theme races, you want to kind of theme your gear towards the city and stuff you're in. So I'm cool with that.
That's dumb though. Like, why would you even like mention it as a new thing?
Yeah, they're just talking everything, but I like this one too. Do you ever feel the urge to urinate before the start of a moto? So does every racer. For years, the joke was to relieve some pressure in the starter's doghouse or in a hidden corner of the stadium. But the promoters have added a number of facilities to curb the issue. If one is caught relieving themselves anywhere other than a fixed or portable restroom, will be fined a minimum of $1,000. So woo! I don't know who was doing it last year, but I'd love to know the rider that caused that rule.
Call now.
Someone definitely was pissing all over the starting gate or something.
Yeah, for them to even mention it, yeah, it had to be happening.
So that's really funny. I like that. But and then I think pretty much one of the other big ones, I don't even know if this is even worth talking about, but when the main event for the 250 and 450 class is over, the post-race procedures will now extend to riders past the podium finishers. It is now mandatory for the top 5 finishers in the feature races to remain near the podium in case they are included in the celebrations and interviews. Failure to do so will result in a $1,000 fine. Repeat offenders will be penalized at the discretion of race direction. So I do like that. It's not just the podium guys anymore. You get someone who just finishes off the podium and then they just want to storm off to their trailer. No, they're going to have to sit there angry the whole time and be interviewed. So we're going to get to see all the emotion, not just the podium people. We're going to get the people who finished just behind them. So I think that'll be cool and exciting.
Yeah, that'll be definitely a look, especially now with this 450 class is going to be stacked. We definitely want to talk to, and I feel that that's the reason they're doing it. We definitely want to talk to, you know, that fourth and fifth place that almost had it, but not quite.
Exactly. So I'm real pumped about it. And as we said, there's a lot of the same fields. We got just to run through our schedule real quick. We got Anaheim. We got Glendale, we got Anaheim again, Oakland, San Diego, Minneapolis, Dallas, Detroit, Atlanta, Daytona, Indianapolis, Seattle. We got Houston, Nashville, Denver, East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium, which is like New York City, and Vegas. So we got some of these new tracks on the stadiums, and we said goodbye to some of them, like Salt Lake City and Foxborough and Tampa. Too bad. So they say goodbye to their coach and their Supercross season.
Yep. and coming up, their quarterback.
Exactly. Yep. He's gone next. But what else? Is there anything else we want to talk about for this little? It's just a short little 2019 preview, but we're gonna jump into this Anaheim race.
No, definitely stay tuned for our next episode where we're going to be looking into Anaheim 1. We're going to be talking about the teams. We're going to be talking about our predictions and, you know, what to look forward to and not forward to.
That's right. We'll talk to you later.